What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Melissa Renee with DreamBella.com, home for the Melanin Beauty. And I am here with our lovely mixologist co-host,
Evita Nicole. Hello.
And today, I guess we're going to call the show Money Can't Buy You Love.
We'll call it Money Can't Buy You Love.
Money Can't Buy You Love.
What episode is this?
This is episode 24.
She does such a good job of keeping up.
I know, I'm doing so good.
She don't remember anything.
24, and it's some good stuff. But first, let's get into our feature drink, which is Money Can't Buy You Love, and I'll let her tell you what the other drink is.
Okay, so in this one we have, it's mostly rum, coconut rum, pineapple juice, tequila, and blue carousel. I actually use the liquor. You say you need.
You what? Say what now?
I'll name the liquors first: rum and tequila, and then you have pineapple juice and blue carousel. That's what's in here. Mm-hmm. And here, simple drink. This is Blue Balls. Looks cute. It ain't gonna get her drunk, so you're not gonna score. This is just coconut rum. Everyone knows Parrot Bay and Malibu, stuff like that. It's not really strong. And it's 7-Up, Blue Carousel. I did add a little bit of triple sec because I felt the Blue Carousel was just too sweet for me. I can't do too sweet.
Mm-hmm. I can't.
So it cut it just a little bit. But like I said, it ain't going to get you drunk. I mean, unless you want to pretend like you got drunk, ladies, and you know.
I want to do
some girls.
Do women do that?
Girls be the ones who be like woke up the next one like, I don't know what.
But maybe they was drunk, but they remembered, but they try to act like they didn't remember. But maybe they was truly drunk.
Somebody like, that bitch only had one
drink.
Trying to pretend she just want to go on with him anyway. Anyway,
I mean, hey, that's your life. Okay, so let's get into these topics. So, some of the topics we're going to get into today, we're talking about women and relationships and sex and love and all that gushy good stuff. But first, we're going to get into, I was watching, if y'all don't know, I like watching Juicy on YouTube. And I follow her on Twitter. And she talks, she has topics where she talks a lot about Black women and how she don't feel like marriage is meant for Black women, or she doesn't feel like, maybe she don't feel like marriage is meant for women at all. I don't want to take her words out of context and just, change them up.
Or some women, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, you go check her out and, whatever you got from that, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, she made a topic like that, and within talking about Black women and finding like marriage or being able to get married and stuff like that, I guess the whole terminology of hypergamy came up in the conversation. So this is something like a conversation that was happening on Twitter and YouTube. So of course, when she started talking about it in her YouTube, I'm like, I've never heard of hypergamy. First of all, I was pronouncing it hypergamy because I ain't never. So when I looked it up, I was like, oh, okay, hypergamy. So for those who don't know, hypergamy, the definition is basically when, you know what, I should give the real definition and not off the top of my head because that's how people take things and run with it.
It says, I did have it up. The action of marrying a person of superior caste or class.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the action. So that's the definition within itself. Boom, bam, bam. So basically it was some Black women, and I guess this is some kind of movement that Black women are having where they are practicing hypergamy, and they feel like that in some sense will solve the issues of, I guess, Black women in marriage and being it. Well, I'm figuring they're saying like I don't know if they're saying more marriages would work with black women if we practice hypergamy and we would marry up a, social class or economical class than what we are. I'm not sure to that extent of why they say that will solve the issue. Julie did say that when they responded, she was like, I don't see how that, correlates with what I'm saying of how to solve the problem of black women in marriage and stuff like that.
I pose a question with it. Maybe they're trying to say we need to, because they like to say a lot of black women are headstrong and we you can't tell us nothing. We're so independent. Some of us come off as so independent we don't allow our man to be a man, so to speak. So maybe they're saying if we put ourselves in
a more inferior, submissive position,
role. Yeah, just maybe you'll get married, or just maybe he'll stay, if you allow. But I mean, I'm just guessing maybe that's why some of them saying they should practice that.
I don't know. I read.
I'm saying practice or basically say, like, if you ain't got this much money, I'm not gonna
deal with you. Okay, what I got from it too is maybe some people think that. What I was confused with some of the women who were saying stuff like, well, it's not just dating up higher class, it's dating someone who has equal social status or economical status. But that's not hypergamy. No. Yeah, like that wouldn't be hypergamy.
That's standard.
That's just you having standards, and you're saying, hey, if I'm working hard, if I'm ambitious enough to, have this type of job or bring home this type of income, I want a person who can level up with me the same way.
Yeah, you looking for an equal partner.
Yeah, equal partner. That's not hypergamy. No. Hypergamy, just what they just said, is you're dating someone upper. So that even if you brought home like $100,000 a year, you would be dating someone who brings home $150,000 a year.
No, I would think hypergamy, you looking for somebody who bring in close to a meal or half a meal home. That's a year. A year. That's just my opinion about it. My thing is, it will be you're trying to gain something that would not be easily accessible. Kind of like back in the day where, parents would make sure they try to marry their daughter off to someone who can take care of them. It's the same thing.
So I'm glad you said that, right? So I read an article, because, I just kind of went down the rabbit's hole with this hypergamy thing because this was so new to me. So I read it, and, it was so much of a, back and forth between on Twitter and YouTube. It was so much a back and forth with women who was defending hypergamy and women who was so against it. So I'm I want to read and find out what all of this is about. What is this? Because to me, I think from the perspective of women who that doesn't solve the problem. I think they're looking at it basically, people who black women who practice hypergamy, you basically a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? That's your first. I ain't saying your first. That's your first. That's the first thing that's important to you with finding where to do. Your base. The basis of why you would even entertain someone is knowing that they have or they make money that's higher than you. I could see where they say that, but I read an article, and from this article that I read last year or the year before, it was 2017, 2018. I forgot who wrote the article. It was in Ebony or something. But the person who wrote this article, I kind of was okay, I see where she's coming from. I don't necessarily agree totally, but I can see where she was coming from. So her thought process of why black women should practice hypergamy was not necessarily for the purpose of saying like that will make you be in a better marriage, because she did say in there like that's not going to, like, I'm not saying this is for everybody, and I'm not saying that this is going to solve everything, but she was like, I do think that if more men would date women in a lower social economical status, it would help spread the wealth within the black community, and we could have more generational wealth. We could have more people in our community, well, less people with the struggles of, you know, what we dealt with with our parents.
Why does she feel like the men would have to marry down?
Well, that's because, okay, with hypergamy, when I was looking it up, there are people who practice hypergamy before, I guess, the black women took hold of it, and it's the alt-right Republican white men. And the way that they explain it and how it is it has to be the men who date the women under them, because it puts the man in a position of superiority and makes
that's
them
more respected,
and makes them the head of the household, which then places the woman back to where she used to be, which is being submissive, being, you know, the home caretaker, like putting them back. So basically, the alt-right people, they practice this stuff because basically it's like what Trump say, the new, what they say, make America great again. So we trying to make America great again. We trying to put our wives, you know what I'm saying, our women back in where we feel like they should.
James say, kitchen in the bedroom.
The kitchen
in the
not even necessarily the kitchen, because, you know, these men be rich. So you can get a cook and a nanny, but basically you don't need to be in men affairs. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be talking about no politics. You need to be worrying about other stuff. You know, have a bake sale. You know, do a Tupperware party.
Okay, so which back in the day women wasn't completely out of it. Like, they want us to pretend again. Yeah. Pretend like we didn't know what was going on with them. Pretend like we didn't know about their affairs. Now, you had some gullible ass women who really don't know, who didn't care to know, I guess. But then you had some wives who knew and had to slide advice in little by little to make sure things work, because men don't always know what they're doing. They don't. But I guess I'm not that woman who can be in that type of relationship.
I was saying that I don't necessarily agree with her feeling like that's going to solve the issues in regards to, you know, the black community. But see, that's why I can't do that shit. Okay, so let's get to the real. I can't do that shit, and hypergamy ain't for me because I can't pretend with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't attracted to you, if you get on my nerves, like, I can't do that. I can't do that shit. And then another thing I want to know is, if you're marrying up, what happens if that nigga lose his money? Because shit happens.
No, you know what happens? What happens a lot when some of, like, these athletes or these movie stars, as soon as they go through some shit, the wife leave. Because that's what she was doing. She married up because you were here. But now either you here or here, and it's like, I ain't even like you like that. I wasn't attracted to you.
Well, then that don't even sound like that's a good
idea.
Dick
was little,
but you know what?
You didn't last.
You talking about your dick was little?
No, and they leave. Like, I don't need this. I got my kids. I'm about to put you deeper in the struggle and put your hands on child support.
Okay, and then married another nigga who richer, I guess. Nicole Murphy, is that what you're saying? I'm just playing, girl.
You know who tries to do that? What's that chick from Basketball? Is it Basketball? Evelyn. That's what she be trying to do.
You think she be trying to do?
She be trying to just get pregnant by people. Nobody want marry. Who married her?
No, she hadn't got married yet. I'm not trying to throw shade, Evelyn, but I am very curious. It makes you wonder. And I don't want to say this as if I'm saying women of color, like, to make her feel like she is like something's wrong with her.
It looks like that's what
she's not, you know, like something wrong with her. But I do wonder, like, you've been in some relationships, even engaged several times, but it has not ended in a marriage. Like, except one. She did get married to Chad.
Yeah.
But see where that ended. So it just makes me wonder. But that then makes me want to say this, for the simple fact, when I hear women say, because I did at Josie with my opinion, me being a married woman, I'm gonna be real with y'all, okay? And I don't think this just for women. I think this for single motherfuckers, period.
What?
I think motherfuckers come into.
They gotta be motherfuckers.
Yes. Motherfuckers come into this marriage shit, or they have this fantasy about what marriage is, because we be watching, like I said on my live, motherfuckers, we be watching fucking Love Jones and shit, and we be thinking, oh, it's gonna fall out, and oh, he gonna run me down under the bridge, and he gonna be like, oh, I love you, don't go nowhere, Nina. Oh, you my funk in my right, and my boom in my left, and ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, that's a fucking movie, okay? Because if the movie kept going on, bitch, what you think happened with Nina and Darius? Thank you. What happened to them after they kissed under that fucking bridge? Because please, best believe, nigga Darius brought up over and over again, probably, about how that bitch came to that fucking party with his friend Wood. Okay, you think that shit just disappeared?
And that's you think a bitch, especially a black man, you know what? Even after the marriage, still
bring that shit up.
Yeah.
They won't let that shit go.
I just can't do this.
No. It ain't even, no, and you know what? It wouldn't even be that they couldn't do it. It'll be some shit like, if he got drunk or he mad at some shit else, and he just come in looking at you because he mad at something else, but he gonna be like, and then she'll be like, what? I'm just saying, so what you and that nigga really did when y'all was out on the date? Nigga! That shit happened 3 years ago, nigga. We done made up. You done ran after the train. You done came under the fucking bridge. You done just
what it is.
You serenade me and surrendered yourself into love with me. And now we about to talk about this shit again. Or he gonna bring up, I know that time when you said you was going to end things with your ex. When you went out of town that time, what, you ain't never tell me. You know that's what it be. It'll be an argument like, well, what about that bitch? I ain't never, when that bitch called that phone, like, I ain't know that bitch called. Oh, well, let's not talk about when you went out of town with that ex, and with your ex-mother trying to see what's going. But you ain't gonna get that shit in the movie. That's not the shit you gonna get. Like, you ain't gonna get, like, love and basketball. Oh, when she lost and shit. Who's to say that nigga would have even came out there and played that shit? Bitch, I ain't playing that shit. It's late. I'm tired, bitch. You was getting on my nerves anyways, and that shit wouldn't end that way. And then as soon as she got in a relationship and was happy and her edges was growing back, that nigga would have popped the fuck up talking about, I was thinking about what you was saying to me a couple months ago. I was trying to see if we could work it out. See, that be the real shit, but we be watching these movies, be sitting here,
Yeah, we a lot of us get caught up.
And
that's the reason why marriages or relationships, just before you even get to marriage, don't last, because you look at something you may be going through, which we were going to talk about anyway, like women, and after they have the baby,
yes, that's a segue.
You would look at like, oh, well, he's doing this and he doesn't understand this, and I'm going through this, so I just left him. And it's like, or he could be, she doing this. She don't want to fuck me no more, and it ain't the baby. I'm helping, it's just, I think she doing her own thing, so I'm going to do my own thing. And, it ain't work out. I had to leave her, and it's like, people look at stuff like that and it's like, you're not the only couple who has a child that go through things. Like,
yeah.
Like you have a whole new person. Like you have, 2 was company, 3 is a crowd. You got this whole new person into your relationship. It ain't a fucking pet. You can't kennel it and go about your business. Like, it's totally different. It's totally different. Like, women are hormonal. Like, there's more to it.
Very much so.
And then there's no communication. Communication. We always stress is the key.
Which I
because like
feel.
you made a comment when we was talking one day when we was talking about common sense, and it was like, well, is it common if the person isn't taught certain things? Because we may think it's common sense for the man to know, like, hey, she's tired. You know, well, that does kind of come along with being. But no,
but because I honestly feel the way women think and the way men think are different. We communicate so differently, and I think people get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I think people communicate differently. Period. Like, I told my husband this. Like, we had a long conversation. I was like, listen, the way I say stuff, I know what I mean because I'm me. I know what I mean when I say something. That don't mean you or anybody else know what I mean. So it is imperative when you are meeting new people or new people coming into your life, it's imperative that you are very clear and concise with things that you say. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to serious matters. Like, you have to be clear and concise because all that slang and side talking, and nobody knows what, just because you know, she know I was mad when she did that. How the fuck she know that? What did you say you was mad? No, because she know, like, I ain't say nothing to her all night. Okay, she might have thought you just was tired.
And the same thing with the woman, like, because you done got up countless nights. You done change the baby, you feeding the baby, you go back to sleep, you wake up, you get them dressed, you drop them off to daycare, you go to work, you do it all over again. But for some people, it's like, well, you stepped in that role so strong, you know, you didn't ask me for help.
I thought you had it. And as women, we feel like, well, you should know. Men don't think the way we think. That's just not the way they're wired. You know what I'm saying?
And that's when it comes to, like, what is taught. Because you have some men who maybe, you know, and that's where women start looking at other relationships. Such and such husband does this. Well, you don't know how he was reared and what environment he was reared in and what he had to do may have been extra on his responsibility. And
you don't know what relationship he was in before. He might have been just as bad as your nigga right now. But in the relationship he was in prior, that woman got on his ass and he gave him some understanding. And when he got to because he lost that relationship, maybe when he got into the next relationship, he understood, like, yo, I need to be more considerate to my wife. Like, you just never know. It's levels to this shit, people. And I think that sometimes with single people, and I'm saying this because even with me being in my marriage, like, I felt certain things should have been known, certain things should have been this. Like, with my husband, like, I tell people, like, you know, I felt like he should have known that, you know, you was making me feel stifled, or you was making me feel like this, or you was making me feel like that. But how is he to know that if I was very dependent on him in the beginning? Because that's another thing I feel like as people we don't understand in relationships too. You grow. You know what I'm saying? You grow. You don't stay the same.
We talk about that, and that's another thing that in a marriage where when that growth starts with one person, the other person may look, and they don't even look at themselves sometimes on how they've grown and changed. They may look at their spouse and be like, well, you've changed.
Yeah.
What is it? And you got some people who they will start turning. Who is she? Or who is he? You know,
that's because you're insecure and you need to work on your ass. And motherfuckers don't like to work on themselves. No, motherfuckers will always want. I will say this, and this was helpful.
It's hard to look in the mirror and be like,
"Oh, it is. It is."
Is it me? And have it say, "Yes, bitch." It's you. You know, that's kind of hard. You know, kind of.
But in reality, that's the best thing people can do. I think. When relationships or marriages going south, instead of first thing people say is, oh, let's go to marriage counseling together. I think the first thing that need to be said is, motherfucker, we need counseling. And we don't need that shit together first. We need that shit
True.
separate.
We do need it
because
separate.
if you work on your fucking self first and you realize the shit that you bring to the table, that ain't fucking right. That's some fucked up shit. And you start looking at that when you correct your shit.
And no offense,
it helps the relationship.
I gotta interrupt on this. Don't start off with that church counselor. I'm sorry. Unless they are, they have some type of certification as far as licensing.
Thank you.
And they can also prescribe, because some people, it may go far beyond what just happened to you in your previous relationship or as a child. It may go as to the mental state. And they need to be able to write a prescription.
But you know what?
To refer you to someone who can
But
write
further than that, with the counseling at church, the problem to me, I feel with counseling at church is, see, they're going by a religious structure that says that you're supposed to stay married. So, even if the shit you in is toxic as fuck, they're going to find a way to make it where y'all should stay together. You know what I'm saying? Even though that shit toxic as fuck, even though they know damn well they should be like, you know what? I think maybe y'all should kind of separate, live separately for a while, and then work, go to counseling while y'all live separate. Right. They ain't gonna do that shit because it doesn't go with their religious structure of you supposed to stay in the marriage and you supposed to make it work.
Yeah, so I don't feel like that would be the best.
No.
Go to tool.
You know what I'm saying? Go to that shit when to that shit when y'all arguing about, the type, what color y'all gonna paint y'all walls. Go to the reverend. I wanted to paint it a baby blue. This nigga wanna paint it mint green. Go to that. Go for that shit.
I wanna go to the couples retreat and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Talk to the church about that.
But I think it's a lot of things that people don't consider what goes into a marriage. Like, the shit is not just easy. No. And that's even a sense, like, when people, like, I've heard in certain podcasts where women will speak like, oh, well, that's why I want to practice polygamy. Because, not polygamy, they call it I can't pronounce it. It's not polygamy, but it's
So they want to have multiple mates.
Polygamy, whatever it is called. Basically, no, because polygamy is when one person is married to multiple men or multiple women. Mm-hmm. The polyamorous, I don't know, I'm going to look it up. That's when it is basically a set group of people or a bunch of people who are dating each other and other people. Which, to me, I'm not going to lie, that shit just sound like you fucking single.
It does sound like single.
Like, wait, let me look up the definition.
Single and dating. That's however you pronounce this one. Let's see how it's pronounced.
Polyamory.
So polyamory, it says the practice of
this word?
the practice of engaging in multiple sexual relationships, and mind you, it says sexual. In multiple sexual relationships with the consent of all the people involved. Now, that's
an orgy.
But you ain't necessarily having sex at the same time.
But everybody know about it.
But they just saying like, okay, if I was fucking you, and you, and all y'all know I'm fucking you. I'm fucking you.
So you basically what men call
you are single. You single, but you just
that's what men call the hoe.
You up no. Because
they knew about her. Everybody knew you could go her.
But those people are fucking other people too.
Yeah.
So you single and you
everybody
listen. You single and you real. That's all. You just single and real. Like
I don't like to use the whole word either. But you hoe. But I ain't saying just on the woman aspect.
No.
The man too. Like you just you hoe.
We all just fucking everybody.
That is not. Why they had to come up with a word for that?
I don't know because I was like,
it's hoeing.
I don't call it hoeing. Well, it might be a little bit, but I mean, I had my little hoe moment, but I thought it was just kicking it. I thought, that's what we call it.
Why we can't say you doing some bald-headed hoe shit? Out doing some bald-headed hoe shit.
Doing some bald-headed hoe shit. Boop, boop. Yeah. single and mingle. That's what they used to call it. What? I'm single to mingle, right?
Single and ready to mingle.
Single and ready to mingle, or swingers. Ain't that some swingers shit?
No, I don't think that's some swingers.
They ain't swingers, but so basically
swingers be like coupled
up, yeah.
Fucking
so basically, at the end of the day, I was like polyamorous. Like that shit, just a single motherfucker out here just fucking whoever they want to fuck.
And like you say, being
real.
Like she's gotta have it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, because she came out and told everybody about.
But no.
Afterwards.
They knew about it. They never met each other.
That is right.
They knew about each other.
So it's like she's gotta have it. They knew about each other.
That shit ain't no polyamorous. That shit's just and when I watched her, I was like, okay, she just seemed like a single bitch. Like, does she not seem single?
She's very much single.
Like, she's single. She ain't in a relationship with nobody. She could date whoever the fuck she want to date.
That's her business.
I'm tired of all these fake titles on shit too. Stop changing shit and try to put some labels on.
So judgy. Cause of the word I use. Oh, she a hoe. But why she gotta be a hoe? All of them hoeing. Like if we gonna call names, the men they're hoeing. Cause ain't one been married.
Who's had a hoe moment? I've had a whole moment.
You know.
I had a whole moment. I had a whole moment for a good year or two. Well, good year. No, like it was a year frame. That's how I knew it was a whole moment. Cause it was a year frame where it was just like I was free, I was single and free. But on that shit, like, what you about to be? Listen, I was single. I could do what the fuck I wanted to do.
But see, my first relationship was
hold on. Let's think about it.
Very toxic.
What is hoe though? Because see, me and my husband was having this conversation, and I don't personally believe
hoe moments are different for everybody.
I don't believe that what makes you a hoe is
you sleeping with a bunch of people.
Yeah, I believe it's how you do shit.
My whole and I called it my whole moment because it was my first relationship. It was toxic. It was the you cheat, I'm a cheat type of relationship. It was childish. And it was like, well,
that's how you know. But wait a minute, that's how you really felt. That's what you did. You was like, oh, you cheating, nigga. I could go cheat too. You really was.
It wasn't. That's not my intent. It was like, well, he's out there doing whatever he want. Then why should I keep walking around here like, no, I'm in a relationship. I'm not gonna give you my number.
So you was like, when you saw something interesting coming, you was like, oh,
let me get your number. But it was like, with one guy. So then that's why it always affected him differently because it's like they ain't like you out here sleeping with a bunch of niggas.
Because if you was out here, but if you was out here, if you was sleeping with a bunch
other guy,
but if you was sleeping with a bunch of niggas, he would have still felt some type of way.
Right, he still would have felt some type of way. So that was my whole moment. It was, I'm like, well, I'm about to carry on this other relationship with this other guy, which wasn't a relationship because he knew about
But I don't think that's being a hoe. You was just trifling.
That's a strong word.
Trifling
I always be called a hoe and trifling.
I've had a trifling moment.
Y'all trifling is different. When you see somebody, that's like somebody who letting their baby walk out in the middle of the road with a diaper on. You be like, that bitch is trifling.
So you don't think that was trifling?
It might have been trifling, but I call it a whole moment.
Well, so maybe my whole moment, even though I did not engage in sexual activities in this situation, it was still maybe a whole moment because I did not carry myself very well. When I was talking to one friend, and then I started talking to another friend at the same time. That's how you know
y'all old women call them friends. My good friend.
Well, I say friend, and I use that term very lightly because we weren't in a relationship, so he wasn't my boyfriend, and we weren't engaging in sexual activity, so I can't say you was my cut friend either. You know what I'm saying? Just somebody I would chill with. You know what I'm saying?
I had one of those too, but. didn't count that.
No, but it wasn't. It was not a home moment because we was just kicking it. But I was talking to his friend too.
Now that's trifling.
Like I was going out to eat.
Now that is trifling.
I was going out to eat and stuff.
Meeting with the friends?
Yeah, you know who it is.
Y'all, her whole moment ran strong. I don't remember.
Yes, it did. I was talking to the guy. He worked at Applebee's.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Okay.
And then I talked to the friend. Now, I can
that.
make an excuse and say, because I didn't, when I met the friend, I didn't know that was his friend.
At first,
I didn't know. But once I found out, I could have easily been like, well, no.
And this proves a point, too, how men play just as many games as women. You know, they like to say women play games and we call with the setup and stuff. Mm-hmm. But men do stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I was set up. I was, because when
they said, like, well, try to holler at her then. Holler at her.
So, wait a minute. You think he sent...
And let me tell you how grimy men are, though.
Uh-huh.
Because, see, you going to send your boy on that try to holler at her shit.
Mm-hmm.
And when she does holler back, your boy ain't going to say shit. He might be like, nah, man, you been right. She ain't bite back. But she bit back.
Well, shit, a bitch hungry, and I'm not turning down no meat.
And friend ain't say nothing.
Probably. So you think that was a setup?
Yeah, shit. Like they been from like away across town. Like what are the odds? What are the odds?
But he did come to my house with him. But I didn't know that was who was in the car.
Well, it might have not been a setup. That's when, like I say, men play games and men are trifling just like women. You got some women who will do it. Mm-hmm. Might have been sitting in the car like, oh, that's her boo.
So let me ask you a question.
Then she gonna sashay her ass up into where the boo work and carry on small talk. Mm-hmm.
Well, the whole point is that
anyway,
I don't think that the number of people you sleep with is a whole moment. I just think it's the way you carry yourself and the things you do. And you know, if you do something a little trifling, that might be a little hoish. That might be a little, you
call me trifling.
You could have did. I was trifling. I talked to the friend.
Was trifling.
Girl, I did some trifling thing. I remember I left a nigga in the house, child, on blue balls, erect, in the house. Girl, and I left his door open and all, bitch. When I saw it, I was just like, oh, no, can't do it. No, gotta go. And I was like, pew.
It was that bad looking.
Girl, I saw the silhouette. And when it didn't look like it had no girth, I was like, oh, I can't ride that. What is that?
The shadow ain't have girth?
Okay. So if the shadow ain't got girth, well, girl, I was like, I really did. I had a pair of towels. And I left. I just boom, just left out the door.
Listen.
That was trifling, ain't it? That was trifling.
I ain't even gonna call it trifling. That was just like.
That wasn't.
I don't know.
That wasn't good, huh?
That was just ruthless.
I would panic. You know, let me tell y'all women. Y'all know when you single, and let me tell you,
she
ain't nothing
get a man a pity fuck. She was just like,
God, you feel dirty after that. I ain't want to feel like Frankie off of Set It Off. Now I'm in the back. I'm in a bind, Nate. I ain't want to feel like that and be at home like, like I can't do it. Listen, ain't nothing worse, and women know this, single women know, ain't nothing worse when you fuck a nigga and the shit is trash, the dick is trash. That shit is the worst.
It is the worst, and
you feel dirty. You feel
I think
unclean.
When I was young, in the beginning of my sexual journey, I'll call it that. It's like I didn't experience it right offhand.
What?
The horrible lady.
Oh,
I did. So when you do experience it, this was just from my experience. It was like, well, my.
You feel dirty and incomplete. You just
I felt incomplete, but let me tell you how dumb I was. I felt so incomplete. Well, let me try it again. Maybe if I then it was just like
I done tried that. You be like, let me smoke.
You had that, yeah.
Let me drink.
Something
let
different.
Me smoke some
maybe
weed.
I like them. Maybe it'll be all right.
And then you feel dirty, and I'm like, I'm tired of feeling like I just got fucked in the trash can in the alley because you got some bad dingling.
So guys who aren't well endowed. Or even average.
Listen, first of all, let me interrupt real quick. And you know you ain't well endowed, so stop that shit like you don't know.
Don't be talking a big game. Don't be doing that. But that would be why you know what they call themselves.
What?
The good guy. She didn't want a good nigga like me. You know, she wanted to go out and. No.
She wanted some good dingling, okay?
It was trash.
like
y'all like to talk about girls, you know what I'm saying? They like to downgrade women. You know, I listening to y'all like pussy trash.
Ooh, it's a lot of trashy dick out here, child. Cause let me tell you, and when you be so traumatized, when you have gone through the experience more than once of some trashy dick, and you be traumatized, it's like when you see it. When I saw that silhouette, I was like. I have a panic attack.
I'm gonna do it like this, fella. So what she experienced basically was like the guy who probably experienced a girl who just wasn't right at that moment down there. Maybe the smell was off, and it was like, ooh, bumblebee, tuna, chicken on the sea. Fuck that. And you like, no. So if you ever came across somebody you thought smelled like that again, you be like, fuck that. Nay. It's the same thing.
And I tried to do the touch, but I should have known something because you gotta do the touch and feel. You gotta do the.
He kept pushing your hand.
He wouldn't let me. He would let me touch over the pants, but he wouldn't let me get in the pants. And you guys, listen, ladies, don't fall.
What man don't let you put your hand in his
Don't
pants?
fall for them letting you touch the outside. No, bitch, you gotta get in there and you gotta feel it. And when you feel that shit, and when it ain't, don't jerk now, cause you do a real jerk when it ain't right. You be like, don't jerk. You gotta just be like, ooh, hell fucking no. And while you just sitting there touching it, that's when you thinking in your head like, now, how am I going to leave this situation and get the fuck up out of here?
I've done that one before.
This shit, and you said what?
Like, this doesn't even feel right.
You like this, like, look. But anyways, the whole point is, if you single, just be single. Don't be trying to call that shit no polyamorous and shit like that. You're fucking single. But even on that aspect, when you have people who say stuff like, oh, well, I'm polyamorous because I just don't have time. I can't find people who have the qualities that I want. And how I feel about that is this. I cannot stand to hear single people say they can't find somebody with the qualities they want, as if they don't have no motherfucking flaws and faults about theyself. You ain't perfect either. And it's not something about you as well that is not lined up right either for somebody to fucking want to commit to you as well. And the whole point is that, and I'm not saying that something is wrong, because I know I ain't been all right. Like, I'm fucked up too. But the point is, because I know that I'm fucked up and I'm not perfect, I'm willing to give somebody a chance, despite certain things that I may see as flaws. Now, I'm not saying when you see shit that's flawed and toxic. Some shit that's
like
flawed
when you see
and
red
toxic.
Flags, like, don't ignore that shit.
Like, if this nigga talking to himself and it's just you and him at dinner.
Or he done cuss your ass out a couple times, bitch. That relationship is not gonna go well.
Flared up for no motherfucking reason. Or the nigga always
like,
drunk.
You like, should I get
drunk?
the chicken? And he like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you order. Like, don't ignore that. That shit is real. I'm just saying. That is real.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's saying don't ignore the common
or the
sense
nigga
stuff.
Call your ass every minute on the minute. Like, you might think that shit
controlling. It ain't cute. That shit is not cute.
The whole point is,
and the same fellas, if the bitch is calling out, like, you know, when somebody being extra, that means they have trust issues. That means they need to work on themselves. Maybe you should ask them. If you feel like people got good qualities, maybe you should ask, like, hey, have you ever did counseling? And they be like, hell no, fuck counseling. No, I don't need no fucking counseling. Then they got.
And my thing is, like, I've heard women say, like, yeah, I was talking to him, and then he's talking about, you know, social issues, and they just in line with my issues. I couldn't fuck with him. Like, girl. So, you liked him. He was cool. Took you out. Was gentleman-like, blah, blah, blah. Y'all talked about some ideologies, basically. The way he feel about things, the way, you know, you feel about things. And because he didn't agree with you, or they didn't align perfectly with your thoughts, you was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to be with him. But we be friends with bitches every fucking day.
Who ain't got
best friends with people every fucking day.
Best friends with a bitch you know you can't leave in the room with your man.
Best friends with a bitch who you know be leaving their kids at home.
With talking beans and weenies. And the microwave don't work.
Eat a piece of bread. Best friends, like... Best friends with... You can be friends, and this is what killed me. You can be best friends with a bitch who is a Republican. That's still your bitch. Y'all still go out. Y'all still have fun. But that bitch... Some of y'all friends with motherfuckers who voted for Trump. But because a motherfucker don't necessarily line up with all of the ideologies you have, you, even though it's other qualities that, you know, overshadow that you like, you ain't gonna give this nigga a shot. Like, that shit that be fucking with my head.
And that's the thing. Like, there is a term where, you know, it's... No one's saying settle.
No, don't settle.
You don't settle. But you do have to look at it like, you know, the relationship is about building with somebody. You got to be able to build.
And growing.
You know, unless, like you say, you're practicing, you know, hypergamy to where this person may be well established, and it's up to them if they want to gamble on your ass, on your broke ass, and hope you can have the kids and do whatever they want. That's their business for whatever the look is. But when you're, you know, average and you're not asking for much, you may be asking that they bring the same thing to the table as you. And yeah, he got a good job. If he ain't out there hoeing around, as far as you know,
he ain't putting his hands on you.
Like, there are certain things you can still build on. You got to be able to build on it. You can't just cancel people out. You know, because he don't like to do landscaping.
But like,
oh girl, he know how to change my tire. Yeah. Like, well, maybe the motherfucker want to do AAA. BJ Envy say he don't know how to change no tire. He called AAA. He go.
See, that's the shit I be talking about. You don't date him because he don't know how to change the tire, but he'll pay for the shit to go to the shop for the tire to get changed.
Look, that's the man you got. You don't have, you know, Tasha man who know how to work on cars, or Tasha man who prefer to change the tire because he knows how to do it and he want to save the couple dollars he got to do it.
Listen, you know? My husband, when I met my husband didn't necessarily, I won't say he didn't know how to change a tire, but he was not a car person to know how to do cars. But guess what? When motherfuckers was on hard times and we ain't sitting in a position to be paying hundreds of dollars for shit to be fixed on our car, that nigga Googled that shit and learned. YouTube that shit and learn.
That's all you want to look. You want somebody who knows how to make a way. Somebody you can build with. Building with somebody is meaningful. That's like that other little petty shit.
Like they're not. It's like
so you're not gonna find somebody who, he got to make this much. He got to already have this. You know, he got to have gone to college, and he has to cook for me.
It's like they want these packages that's supposed to be perfectly tied in a bow with nothing. Like, when I met my husband, my religious or spiritual aspect of how I saw things was totally different from his. Mm-hmm. Like, he was somebody like, I grew up in the church, you go to church. I was like, I'm not going to no motherfucking church. And I grew up going to church, but the way I felt, I'm not going to no church because that's not where my headspace is, and that's not what I believe, and that's not what I feel. We did not end up getting a divorce. We did not end up, it was the end of the world. And it was just, oh my gosh. Oh my, we just on so many different, she won't go to church with me. No. Like, and eventually it got to the point where he understood my perspective and where I came from, and he felt the same way. And there's things on that where I was like really firm and I felt this way and he felt a different way, and as time grew on and things happened, I understood his perspective and I leaned towards his way. So just because you meet somebody and everything don't necessarily align the way you think it should align doesn't mean that that's going to be the end
guess
game.
What? When it does align perfectly, what happens when the growth starts?
Exactly. And they change.
That's on the movie too. What movie that was on? Was it Brown Sugar? Where they the couple both were like lawyers or something. Oh no, they were something in maybe.
Yeah, because he was like he was a record exec.
Yeah, and he ended up saying that he loved the music so much he couldn't sit and pretend anymore. He wanted to start his own thing.
And it's not to say he didn't want to do that at first. He did it. He outgrew it. He wanted to do something else.
Right, and that's when can your relationship stand the change when you got all these checklists? And you do feel like you found that person that you got the last box in this check. And 5 years from now, because you're two gonna grow, like what are you gonna do when that person grows and they change?
Yeah.
And the checklists start going away.
Yeah.
Because that's not what they are. That's not what they want to do. It is not self-fulfilling for them anymore.
Yeah.
Because some people do stuff just for the look of it. Just because they feel like that's what people expect them to do. And once you hit a certain age, you like, no.
Yeah.
And it feels good to say no.
But you know what? That's one thing that I think people have to tell themselves too. Like remember we was having a conversation that we always say life is about adapting and adjusting, but we don't understand that goes for people too. So it's kind of like when you meet this person and you like this person and maybe they have every freaking quality that you like. But as time progresses and time goes on, this person is growing. This person is expanding. And now they don't fit in that box that you want them to fit in anymore because they've grown. So the question is what are you really looking for? And that's the thing. You can't, when you're trying to find a significant other, when you're trying to find somebody to settle down with and marry, you can't be but I know they say, oh, you got to pray specific. That saying they was like, oh, you pray for something specific. You got to pray specific for what you want because God will give you, what you ask for you. So you got to pray specifically for what you want. But honestly, I don't believe that. Because when I asked for something, when I asked for the things, or I prayed for the things for my husband, I prayed that I found somebody who was going to love me for who I was. Love me, well, I didn't say who I was. I said I want somebody who loves me for being me. Okay? And that in turn, when I say somebody loving you for being you, that means you're you. As you grow, as you progress, you're you. I asked for somebody to love me for being me. I asked somebody to be willing to allow me to be myself. And I asked for somebody who was going to be, I think I said patient or, with me. The whole point is when you get to particulars and you start getting specific, why? Because the thing that you're saying you want now at 25 could be the very thing that you don't fucking want at 35. You know what I'm saying? So why not pick the fundamentals of what makes a good person? And it's not how much money they make. It's somebody who's ambitious.
I want to even say it goes to, because women do a lot of checklists too. There are some men, I'm pretty sure the ratio of women doing checklists
is more than
is higher than men. But as for the men, just because you also, because men have an ideology of what marriage and relationship and what a man is supposed to do. And they feel like if they're not seen doing that, they're going to look a certain way.
I can't stand that.
Y'all got to lose that shit too.
Exactly.
If you don't like to do lawn work, then hire the motherfucker who does. That's what his job is. We always talking about, buy black. Like, black man, hire that black landscaper to cut your fucking grass because you don't like to do it. And it's okay.
It's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's fine.
Or if your wife chooses to say, hey, I like lawn work. Let me do it. I want to do it. We don't have to waste money on him. You know, I want to do it. I like to do it. It's relaxing. My aunt loves to garden. She loves to go out there and water her plants and do all that other. That's what she likes.
Yep.
Who are you as a man to say, like, well, I don't want you out here doing this. You out here sweating. It make me look bad because I ain't out here with you. You know, and like, I don't want to hire nobody. Let that shit go. You know. Tyrone down the street out there cutting his grass.
And that's the same
I ain't about to have Michael up in here cutting our grass.
And that's the same thing with damn women in this cooking shit. Like, y'all feel like, oh, a woman need to cook. You know what? Let's be realistic for one. We done been to Aunt Sweet Pea house and Miss Tanya house and Miss Shelley house. Every motherfucking woman, even though they cook, don't know how to motherfucking cook. The shit don't taste good. That's not a talent. For every fucking woman just because she's a woman. She may know how to cook enough so your ass won't go hungry because cooking is a survival technique. It's something you need to learn to survive. Right. But that don't mean she could cook enough to make you be like, oh, this shit tastes good. So stop going around here looking for a woman and expecting women know how to cook.
Macaroni on Thanksgiving. That don't mean the bitch can make the potato salad at the cookout.
Macaroni. Who fixed pasteurized cheese with macaroni? You know? Bitch.
I'm gonna call out my sister-in-law. She tried to make the macaroni. Then you did okay, but you don't have to. Bitch, unless you want to cook that spaghetti and that fried fish, and you posted that shit on social media, and the shit looked good as fuck.
It did.
It did.
Damn it. Just cook the spaghetti and your fried fish.
You do what you like. And if cause my brother cooking skills has surpassed mine. The motherfucker could cook. You know, so shit. If his ass could cook, let him cook. And maybe you make the macaroni. You make the macaroni, and man, don't you complain when you know how to do something better.
And maybe that's another thing when you are dating a woman or you getting to know a woman, instead of asking her, do you know how to cook? Maybe you should say, do you like to cook?
Yeah, do you like to cook?
Do you like to cook? So that way you know, like, if this person likes to cook, okay, you know that they probably put their heart into it. They like to cook. The food is good.
And don't cancel her if she say no. Yeah. If somebody had asked me that back in the day, I'm like, no, I don't like to cook. But now that I think about it, shit, I'll be at home and I'll cook lunch. Yeah, I will wake up, I'll cook breakfast. I will cook lunch. Yeah. Now I end up cooking dinner and I realize I done sat here on a Saturday on my fucking day off and done cooked 3 fucking meals when we could have had at least a takeout moment. Yeah. You know, but there are times where I do like to cook, and there are moments where I don't feel like it.
Yeah, and it's okay. And you know, so my whole point is at the end of the day, for my single people out there, like, don't be so gun-ho on your ideologies and your thoughts of how you believe marriage is, because for one, let's understand marriage is a business. Okay, it's a business first. The romantical thing is with you and that mate, and you and that mate, you all discuss how y'all want to build y'all relationship and maintain y'all marriage. It's not up for anybody else outside of that. But also know, for the people who be like, oh, I want to have an open marriage, or I want to be polyamorous, whatever the case may be, people change. You might like that open shit right now, but later on you might be like, I really like this motherfucker, and I don't want him dating other people, and I want to spend my time with him. So I'm just saying, don't get so stuck and so gun-ho on one specific idea and thought process. Be able to evolve, be able to receive and be receptive about things. You know what I'm saying?
Everything is not black and white.
No.
There is a gray area.
It is.
There's a gray area. Trust me, it does exist.
Yeah.
And it's okay to, once you've lived in the black and white, to say, you know what, black and white ain't working. There's, you know,
because if you think about it, why is it that you can agree to disagree with friends. Y'all can have a way. Okay, it's okay to agree to disagree. You can agree to disagree with your coworkers, with people you work with. But when it comes to you and your relationship, your mate, it's like it can't be a agree to disagree. It can't be a situation where, okay, you know, we don't line up with everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see everything the way my husband see it, and he don't see everything the way we see it. And sometimes that shit just be in the air where, okay, well, this how I feel, this how you feel, and we move on. It's not a...
And that's where the common sense comes in. When it's not causing somebody else harm that y'all don't agree upon, let the shit go.
Like if that nigga's a Republican, you might be a Democrat, but that if it ain't hurting him to be a Republican, I mean, if all of the, because I've seen on dating shows where it'll be people like, oh, he's a Republican. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, there are Republicans who did not vote for Trump. There are Republicans who don't agree with Trump. The whole point is that just because he's a Republican, you liked everything else about him, but when he said Republican, you was like, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Now, don't date no motherfucking Dexter ass nigga now. They just want to take justice in his own hand and kill people. That's different. You got to state shit like that because everybody don't have common sense if it's not common.
Oh, you right. Common sense ain't too common. Okay, but now we gonna
go. Seriously, you know, everyone has their different thoughts and opinion. You just got to respect your partner. Yeah. And you just ask them, well, respect my opinion. I respect yours, respect mine. We don't have to agree and just move on.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think it should overshadow the whole relationship.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
I think that's why people find it so hard. Because even though I was like, I see Jules saying, oh, it's so hard for black women to marry. But I see just as many black men talking about how there ain't no woman out here to marry. And I think what it is because everybody's so caught up in themselves. And nobody wants to compromise. Nobody wants to, you know, be receptive and look beyond just where their ideas sit. They don't want to think, and they feel like it's conforming. It's not conforming. You're not conforming. Conforming is to say that, oh, well, because you're a Republican, I got to be a Republican too. No, it's to say like, okay, you're a Republican, cool, that's how you feel. That's not how I feel. When you go to the voting polls, you're going to vote for who you vote for. I'm going to vote for who I vote for. But that should not affect the dynamics of how we deal with each other and how we love each other and communicate. So now we're going to quickly go into the next topic, though, which is still talking about relationships. And it's just talking about, you know, women and our sex lives. So, of course, I always hear about the woman who don't mind fucking and sucking. And I fuck a nigga all night long. Any time of the day, I drop my drawers. It ain't nothing because I'm just so freaky deaky. I just do it like that. Whenever my nigga walk in the room, I just get moist.
Even a bitch on She's Gotta have moments where she just wanted to be alone. But stop.
But baiting. I can say most of the time, women who are in relationship with children, you don't hear them talk that way.
No, you don't. And it's okay because we have other things that occupy our time other than fucking. We may want to be fucking all day. But guess what? We got to go to work. We got to come home. We got to do dinner. We got to do homework. We got to do baths. We got to put the children to bed. We had to eat in between doing all that as well. And then it's like, take a shower. I get a breather.
But you know what I was thinking about? I was having this conversation with my husband. I correlate the fact that women with children, after we have our children, I don't feel like we have the adequate amount of recovery time to be able to gradually get into our daily routines so that we can be that person again. Because you think about it like, now they expect you to, after you have a baby, you're supposed to be back in after 2 weeks. So imagine because, you know, your baby don't start sleeping through the night until they're around like 3 months, maybe 4 months. They might start sleeping through the night.
You might get a good baby that sleep through the night.
My son did. The great baby. He was 3 months. Yeah, he didn't sleep through the night until I think he had to been like 6 months. Because honestly, you ain't supposed to let them sleep through the night when they're young because they be really hungry.
But even if the baby is sleeping, a woman's body just went through
hormonal
a transformation, like a total transformation. You just literally, grew something inside of you. Man, she grew something within her for 9 months. 9 months of literally her hormones in her body in conjunction with what you done contributed has formed this baby. And then bloop, it's gone. Now, if it took 9 months to even just grow that child, even at a 6-week checkup, do you think the bitch is back to normal? It took 9 months. It took 9 months.
And let's not add on if you have medical issues like preeclampsia, high blood pressure, diabetes, what they call it, maternity, whatever, pregnancy diabetes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna say this: the older you get, it's like you think life is more serious. The older you get, it just that's why they got the term young and dumb. When you're young and dumb, shit don't fucking matter, or you overlook stuff. Because when I was younger, when I had my first child, it was, I feel like I went through there's like the prepartum depression. Like I separated myself from them. Like I did a lot of stuff on my own, which I felt like I needed. But there's like, you have your moment. You may not even know what's going on at a younger age. And as you get older, sometimes, you're going to voice it more like, well, some women who's had multiple kids sometimes can pinpoint it better than a woman who's had one child. So that even that woman who has had that one child at 30 years old, she's not going to know exactly what's going on to be able to call it. And that male who's this is his first child, you looking at TV. You don't really know the backstory of what goes on with the woman after she has a child.
Because, they say that women who have their first child, they say, I forgot the percentage, but it's a high percentage that they say have postpartum depression and don't realize it. And they say postpartum depression can last up to your child being 7 years old. So you can have an undetected postpartum depression. And
the doctor's offices now, they try, but like when I'm not crazy. So that checklist that they give, it's like, I'm not going to knowingly tell somebody. I sit and cry all the fucking time. I go in the bathroom and cry. Don't nobody know about. You're not going to check that shit at that damn doctor's visit.
And then they say, and then the thing about it is that you don't know that you got postpartum, and it can last up to 7 years. And then you have people telling you like, oh, well, you can get back to work in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Or, 4 weeks. 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's like you don't get nothing but 6-week maternity leave.
That depends on the job.
Well, I'm about to say, was it Netflix that give you a year?
I can't remember exactly.
It's Amazon or Netflix.
I've heard of Wells Fargo going as far as I think giving their people 3
and let me tell you why that's
paid or something. It could have been longer, extended by then. But I know when I first saw it, I was like, damn, I need to work for Wells Fargo.
I don't know who it was. I'm going to need to look at the company. But I heard a company gave up to a year for maternity leave.
It might be Netflix. I think they give some good time.
And I feel like
Google gives good time off, I think.
And let me tell you why it's imperative for a year. Because it takes this is what men don't understand. It takes 2 years for a woman's body to start getting back to the way their body was before they had their child. That means my son now is 2 years old. That means my body now, like I've lost weight. And I may even think that, I lost weight because I'm eating right. Nah, I probably lost all that weight because it takes 2 years.
I think before the cycle is kind of like complete. Like you got some women, like my snatch back when I was younger
is different.
But even with that, even with me having my first child and people look at me and say, "Oh wow, it don't even look like you had a baby."
Yep.
It still was after that second year that even I noticed a big change. Like now I'm really back. Yeah. I said I was back, but now like I'm really back. Yeah. I could tell a difference in myself.
I'm talking about the way you feel. So if it take you 9 months for your hormones to get all the whack, for your body to change, like I can see it taking a year for you to at least start to get back to being able to gradually do things. And I feel like that needs to be in consideration, not just for our male mates, but that needs to be in consideration for jobs and corporations too. Like I think that maternity leave needs to be a year, because back in the day, like we don't think about with our ancestors and stuff, when women had babies, like they didn't have to jump in. Like they had the mothers of the village and of the community who came and helped this mother for a long
I'm thankful
period
for the
of time
that my because my grandma she has that mindset. When we have a kid, like my grandma, she was in her 70s, and after I had Jacob, like she drove down here from she drove from DC to Charleston after I had my baby and stayed with us for 2 weeks.
We might need don't steal this, y'all. We might need to start a business where we get women to come after a person has their baby, and for 6 months to a year be able to come in and just do little certain things.
It matters because she was there for Elijah.
Yeah.
At that time Elijah was 18 months maybe by the time I had Jacob, and it was, she was there to care for Elijah. She got him up every morning like he about to go somewhere and he wasn't going no damn well and cook, but she cooked breakfast for everybody.
I love my mother.
And that was my grandma.
My mother was
Thank you, Grandma.
I love my grandma.
You know what my grandma did? Because Grandma got older, and after I had Emmanuel, you know what Grandma did? Grandma called my mama. You get your ass down there. And you helped
and I had nobody to help me, because when I had my first child,
so my mama came with Emmanuel because Grandma made sure she made that phone call.
I wish my grandmother was alive, because I do feel like in my heart, if my grandmother was alive, Viola Wilson, aka Viola Wilson Cooper, I believe she would have made my mama come, or she would have helped. Because when my first child, my mama was not there, and she wasn't, and I was sleep deprived. I was just falling. I couldn't stay up. I just felt like I was just like, oh my gosh. I was mentally, emotionally just depressed
and
depraved. I didn't have nobody in that apartment. I was by myself. And whereas, I feel like maybe women feel like, oh, that's pampering. No, that shit is just like it's serious in your health with being pregnant. It's just as serious, and they say it's serious when you in that delivery room. It's serious for that up to that year, 2 years.
I ain't like her old school ways. I couldn't go out the house for at least a month when she was there. She made sure.
But that's good,
but still, it helped to have somebody there doing laundry, cooking for the rest of the family.
Now imagine if you had that. Now imagine if you had that was able to have that help for a substantial amount of time.
Oh my God.
And then even after they left, you were still able to slowly get yourself back into the daily routines of your house. Maybe niggas, I might be able to say, hey.
I might be swinging from the damn ceiling fan. But hey.
But if I'm tired and I'm around here I'm tired, and then you feel so guilty. Oh, I shouldn't be so tired. Oh, the baby's 6 months. You still tired? Yes, motherfucker, because I don't have I'm not getting rest. I'm not getting sleep. I'm tired, but we're made to believe we're supposed to be able to.
And then you know what? Sometimes we don't say anything either.
We don't.
Sometimes we don't say, hey, husband or boyfriend, can you please care for the baby? Some people have to have it broken down. It has to be broken down. Guess what, husband or boyfriend? If you're doing this for the baby and giving me time to sit on my ass and relax and put my feet up, then when you come into the bedroom, then maybe I might feel good. But guess what? You can't do it one day now. God damn it! Like, let me get the rest time. Let me get the rest time. You can't do it one day and then you pop in the room like you said. If I cook and I got the kids put to bed, oh, I can get some right now. And it's like, well, damn, get a bitch a day or two or rest.
And let women gradually get back into the daily routine. So maybe not expect her just to get up after 6 weeks and be able to cook 3 meals a day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe be like, if she's feeling up to doing, let her do one. If she can get up and do breakfast and get the kids ready, I think that's enough for that point in time while she continues to care for your child. You know what I'm saying? And then as the weeks go by, if she can do the breakfast and get the kids ready and do the dinner, cool. But she shouldn't be up trying to do the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner, clean up, wash clothes, photo. Like, that's
and a lot of y'all would like to say, well, my mama did it or such and such
and
did it back in the day.
Just like
and guess what? Sometimes, there was more of a community, like a generational living situation. It was back in the day.
And then again too, just because your mama did it, maybe that explains why she cussed y'all ass out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Why she smoked cigarettes and be like, get the fuck out of here. Maybe that's why, because she didn't get.
Maybe that's why she went to her bingo night every fucking Friday.
Because she didn't get the ability in the.
That was her release.
Yeah, I really do.
At the end of the day, they still had their release.
I think that would stop a lot of women with postpartum depression. I think that's why it's postpartum depression. I don't think it's postpartum depression just because, it's just something chemically. I think it's because our hormones is still out of whack and we don't get the time to allow our body to get back to where it's supposed to be. And imagine how that may have an effect on your hormones now. The fact that you never got the time to recover the way you should have been in an adequate time, and you try to take on so much, and that can fuck up. Like, honestly, what you going through for your cycle, that could be a trigger of you having postpartum depression.
My cycles,
because
crazy,
if people saying stuff in mental health that like we need to take mental health seriously, and people are made to feel like that certain stuff is normal. Well, I think women are made to feel like it's normal to be back up and at it after 6 weeks, and that shit ain't normal. It took your body 9 months. Ain't no damn way.
And I'm not saying to those who feel like they can do it, because there are some women who can do it. You're fine. CEO of Yahoo, who went back to work right away after she had her baby a couple years ago.
And she probably got a goddamn nanny. She probably got a damn nanny, and she got people to help her with them damn children. That makes a difference. That makes a damn difference. But then
you got people who would look at the next person like, like they're over exaggerating.
Yeah, you feel that way. Like with me, for instance, like, because I am a stay-at-home mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to work. So people assume that I should be fine. Like, okay, you stay at home. You had your child, like, what's the big deal? Mm-hmm. The big deal is, I still got shit to do in this house. Like, I got to clean clothes. I got to, you know what I'm saying, keep the house clean. I got to make sure the kids got their work done. And if heaven forbid, because I got more boys than girls, I get phone calls and now I got to deal with teachers and going to conferences and talking about grades and, you know what I'm saying, then, cooking and, you know what I'm saying, making sure food cook and all this kind of stuff and making sure your kids okay, what's wrong, what's going on. Like, no, you don't just be sitting around where you just be like, I'm chilling, I'm just scratching my ass, watching the stores. Like, no, I don't sit home and do that shit all fucking day.
That's not what you do.
No, that is not what I do all day long. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I would love to sit around
I was
all day.
able to stay home with Jacob. I said he was the longest.
And you said,
and I was like, fuck this. Like, I was like a fucking addict. Like, a bitch got to get a job.
But why did you feel that way, though? Why did you feel that way?
I don't know. I felt like I needed to be doing something.
Because you felt like
I felt like
home.
It could have also had to do with my hormones, because I felt like I didn't have a purpose. Like, that wasn't enough. Like, you know, just
and you know why you feel like that? That's because
just wasn't
that's
enough.
society putting guilt on women to feel like we supposed to be fucking superwoman. And we why would you feel guilty about
like
nursing
I
and taking care
like
of
what
your
else
child?
is my purpose?
And you know why you feel guilty? Because we got fucking men who looking at us when they coming in like, how was your day? Oh, well, I had to go to work and I had to do this and I had to do that. Nigga, but what you don't realize is you didn't carry around a fucking 8-pound, 9-pound, 10-pound fucking human in your fucking body who makes you sick for your first trimester, maybe even your second trimester, gives you heartburn, gas, maybe diabetes.
And like you say, the sleep deprivation. Before the child gets here.
Okay, because I had insomnia. And that's and they consider that's a symptom of being pregnant, having insomnia, not being able to sleep. That's a symptom. Having heartburn and you can't sleep when you get heartburn, that's a pregnancy symptom. You know what I'm saying? Let's not talk about when you do go to sleep and the baby moving.
If people are at war or they go through any type of traumatic event and they have PTSD,
bring it home.
Then
bring it home.
Postpartum should be the norm for women.
Thank you.
We can easily diagnose someone with PTSD and all of these emotions and consideration for them and what they.
And let's not talk about.
But we don't do that for the pregnant woman.
No, and let's not talk about what you may have had to endure while you was in the delivery room. Let's not talk about if your baby heart rate went down, if you had to get on oxygen because your oxygen was going down, if they had to do an emergency C-section. I had to get a blood transfusion. You know what I'm saying? A transfer.
And just think for even our mate. Like if you've gone through something like that and you felt like you've almost lost your girlfriend or your wife,
feel like my husband
that's traumatic.
That is traumatic.
That is very traumatic for you.
Yeah.
So no one's taking that from you either.
No.
But, it's the same as the person who's gone through it. You got to have that same consideration. And we don't take it as, it's just like, they had a baby, they're going to take the full 6 weeks off.
Girl, make you feel guilty.
Like it's a problem.
Like, I just pushed out a human being.
Yeah.
Like, I just birthed a person. You know what I'm
saying?
But
I used to care about stuff like that. I don't care about stuff like that anymore. Trump is my president.
The whole point is that women, if you ain't had children,
shit ain't serious no more.
If you ain't had kids, and you ain't got no husband, don't be talking to me how you can hop on the dick. Hop on the dick. Okay, bitch. When I ain't had no kids, I can hop on the dick too. Especially if I was
sick. Men recognize when the bitches is being a pick me and just baiting. They ready to hop on it and hop on it. That's because the bitch ain't normally got nothing laying beside her. She can hop on.
She horny.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie though, because when I was single and I didn't have the meats like Arby's, every time
we have them.
When I didn't have
my kid there, he's saying that's all in the drive-thru.
When I didn't have the meats readily available at my side, girl, I was horny as a bitch. Child, I always wanted me some. But as soon as it was there at my disposal every day, all day, when it made me mad, when it made me cry, when it made me cuss their ass out, like I was like, I'm sorry, I don't want to fuck you, and you just pissed me off. That does arouse some people, like anger and fighting. That just fires people. That don't fire me up. That shit pisses me off.
No, because I got some shit I gotta get off my shoulder. Yeah. And you still gotta understand.
Yeah.
Like no, because you still don't understand. That shit don't turn me on. No.
That shit don't turn me on either.
No, because I'm trying to get a purpose and a point across, and you playing.
You feel silence. You trying to dick silence me. You trying to come in, I feel somewhere, I got some shit on my mind, and you trying to swing and
don't lie and say you understand. Just to try to make me shut up. Because then I'm like, you just trying to make me shut up. You don't fucking understand. So you can't say you understand too quick. It's a damn equation to the shit,
it
man.
Really
you
is.
just got to solve the shit. Or whatever.
What is the equation? Like the square root of
it's long.
Oh. Well, on that note, though, I will say maybe that is something that we should as women collectively, and I'm not just talking about black women, I'm talking about white women too. I think that maybe that's something collectively we should challenge these new candidates in regards to running for president. Like, maybe we should speak on the fact, like, no,
because
like,
we are different. I'm not a man.
No,
and a man is not me.
Yeah,
we are different.
Yeah.
So you don't know what I go through.
No.
And for the woman who chooses to have a child, yes, we do need more time off. We do.
I say a year.
A year is adequate. All jobs should be required to give
a year.
1 year paid off. If you offer health benefits and that person has been working for you and you've offered them health benefits with all these 401k and we have competitive benefit packages, then you should be required to give someone 1 year off paid maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
You should. In America, you got to deal with it because we take shit too fucking serious and we be mad as soon as some shit ain't open or somebody late on some shit. That's the reason why we don't, because we are too fucking anal as Americans.
But you know,
you're not opening it in time, or you're not getting this out in time,
but
or I can't believe you're not staffed enough.
But you should be able to sit. But if y'all give a year's time off, it should be to where if you know this person is pregnant, you already know, okay, we need to be looking for somebody.
Set up a temp. Go ahead and get that. It's plenty of temp agencies. Them shit's popping up like fucking churches. Temp agencies are everywhere.
Yeah.
They have, people looking for that short-term work.
Yeah.
And
have them there for a year.
And it will benefit the economy because we have all these, people who are retired. They're not looking to get back in the workforce permanently. Yeah. But to be able to get their retirement and collect a paycheck for a year,
and
they'll do it.
We have technology, so if there's anything changes in the job, like you could email that person, look, I know you off on maternity leave. We just want to update you on, this is what's going on in regards to the business now. Like, y'all can do that shit.
You can have options for it. Mm-hmm. But if I want to be on a maternity leave and I don't want to worry about the job, then that's my business. Yes, I do want to sit at home and I do want to breastfeed for the first 3 months and watch The Real or some shit on TV. And sit on my ass.
And I want to take care of my child.
Mm-hmm. And maybe even go on a vacation in the midst of that while you're at work. While my coworkers are at work. Because I just had a baby. Mm-hmm. And I got to get back in the mental mindset of things. Maybe you won't have people doing dumb shit on the job if you give them adequate time off.
Yeah. I do feel like that.
So I agree. Yes, we need time off.
I think a year is good.
I'm going to ask a politician for that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to ask
somebody write it up.
A year off.
You good at writing
I'm going to write that. Maternity leave, I feel like we have a year.
1 year
and
off.
with fathers,
I think fathers, children.
I don't know if fathers should have necessarily a year, but I think 6 months, 6 months or less would be adequate enough for the father if he's going to have
I want to say, depending on, I guess, your position, I know Bowen had offered to me what I felt was like a good paid time off.
3 months?
It may have not been 3 months, but
3 months is cool. 2 months is cool.
Even if a man gets 4 weeks paid time off, I
think a man should get a nice time off, like at least 6 weeks.
6 weeks, I agree.
6 weeks
6
for the
to
man.
8 weeks is, to be there to help, or
at least take her to help her with her first
going to the doctor's appointments
her
and
first
stuff like that. You do
that.
have to do that stuff. You have to make sure they're okay because your body is, going through a transformation. So I agree. Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks is fair for them too. Yeah, it is. It really is.
So we should we're gonna put that in writing. But I mean, that's all we're gonna discuss. I hope y'all think about this thing. If somebody out there who a politician hearing this shit, I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? I'll vote for the motherfucker who gives somebody a year off for maternity, and I ain't having no more kids. So because I'm
trying not.
I ain't having no more kids, but I don't want another woman to feel or go through what I went through as far as being pregnant and having children. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. The pressure is real.
Yeah. So we're gonna
and single people, give people a chance.
single people, don't be so caught up into to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be able to be receptive.
Oh, and I do want to give
yes,
a woman a shout out.
We're gonna give up Obsessed Press-Ons by Tamika. We're gonna give her a shout out.
These glow in the dark.
We are sponsoring this video for her. Oh yeah, those do glow in the dark. But y'all need to see all that. We're gonna leave that for her.
We're gonna have some fun.
I gotta set that glow in the dark. Anyways though, but if y'all want to hit her up, if y'all like her stuff, hit her up. She's on Instagram, Tamika, Tamika, favorite FAVOR. Y'all make sure y'all hit her up. She does custom press-on nails.
For the woman who has jobs where you can't have press-on nails, you're in the medical field, you know, or some
not press-on
sort.
nails. You mean like regular nails?
Oh yeah, the woman who can't wear nails. Period.
Yeah,
you can't wear nails.
You put these on for the weekend
when you're off. You got, you know,
and you can pop them off
and
and
pop the bitches off
and come back to work. And
they're a lot thicker than the ones you buy in the store.
Yeah, they feel like real.
They feel like I went and sat and got my nails.
Yeah, it feels like you went to a nail salon and really got your nails done. The glue, the nail, it just feels very hardy,
it's real
and
snug.
It'll stay
she
for like a week.
it really nicely with the glue and the file in it. You know,
and her ranges is
really
from $25 to $65, and you might say $65, but it's all depending on the customization that you want. Like she does junk nails, she does like. Y'all see the nails that Cardi B and them be having? Like, she can do that for you. So, that's why it would be like $65. So, and that's $65.
But think if that's something your ass can put back in a box for later. And put back on.
Yeah.
You know.
And you got $65 where somebody else is what? That nail.
You about to pay $100 for some shit like that. You know.
This right
like
here
this is $100. Yeah, it really
These
is.
are $100 right here.
Yeah.
Cause I got what designs on 1, 2, 3, 4. They already giving you charging you for the stiletto tip. You know what I'm saying? That's already a charge. So, and depending if it's gel, that's already another upgrade. Them. So y'all go check her out.
I've gotten compliments.
I did too, and I sent people her, but they didn't believe me when I said these was press on. I was like, these press on. But anyways, we're gonna clink up to this episode. Boom, boom. Y'all remember that money can't buy you love.
Okay, and
you know what I'm saying?
It's not a natural woman's
It's my little thing spiking up.
It is not.
Oh, okay.
We was having a
bad hair days. But anyways, we love y'all. Check us out later on. Make sure y'all join the Facebook group on Drinks and Discussion on Facebook, and we will see y'all next episode. Let's clink, clink, clink. See y'all.